We are here in New York City, land of the rich and home of the fat. Today we're doing a cheat meal video, right? We're comparing $1 cheat meals to $1,000 cheat meals, roughly, because my theory of New York, we've been here many times, Em and I, we love the food. I think it all tastes great. So we're gonna find out if you just buy the cheap stuff, the $1 pizza slices, or if you go to the best steak restaurant in New York and buy the most expensive steak there. So we've got lots, we've got 4 rounds I think I'm gonna do here. So first up is breakfast, right? In New York, what are they renowned for? Besides rats and not wearing deodorant, it's bagels. So we're gonna hit bagels up first. We're gonna start with the cheapest bagel I can find from one of the street carts, and then we're gonna head down into Soho, into the financial district, for the most expensive bagel I can find and have a lovely morning. So bagels up first, let's see which we prefer. Can I grab a bagel? What have you got? Do one of these, please. Yeah, please. Quickly, going to intro this video to tell you that the Gymshark summer sale starts this Thursday, the 18th, goes live at 4 PM UK time, right? So be ready. It's going to be up to 50% off the entire website, plus an extra 10% off with code EAGLES. Going to show you a few of my top picks, right? First up, we've got the Power Collection. This one, white, super clean, simple, power in loads of different colours, browns, everything like that. Obviously, we've also got 50% off all the graphic tees, tons to choose from, super cheap, stock up now. For any of you hybrid athletes like yourself, obviously, you've also got the full hybrid range, right? You've got patches on your arms for meant to be high rocks patches, right? You've also got the full conditioning club collection, purple tee, beautiful. Bags, the tactical bag that you see me use all the time, that is on sale. Oversized grey joggers and pumper pants, right? These are my absolute favourite trousers. If the grey's not for you, you've got some bolder colours, shall we say, in the pumper pants that are also on sale. Shorts then, you've also got these 5-inch mesh shorts in a variety of colours, they are my favourite. Along with the 5-inch sport shorts, they're what I wear for leg day. The GSLC club shorts are also on sale, they've only just released, so the fact they're on sale is crazy. And then the best sport shorts of all time, Gymshark and Seabum, his 6-inch sport shorts with the mesh, super breathable, zip pockets, you can't go wrong. Best for last then, the Gymshark Lifting Club jersey, right? This jersey is what you've seen me live in. There's 3 colours, a green, a brown, and this white. You just can't beat the fit of it, the way it drops off the shoulder. This is a 3XL, so for my sizes, everything on the upper, all the t-shirts, the 3XL, any jumpers, 3XL. Speaking of which, obviously you've got your power hoodies, and then just your basics, zip-ups, can't go wrong, matches perfectly with the joggers, and tons more. But yeah, 3XL on those. On the bottom, XL in pump pants and joggers, and then XL in shorts as well. I'm 5'10", and 210 pounds at my leanest, and 250 pounds at my heaviest. Fits me year round, I love the stuff. So, code EAGLES, obviously you've got your tank tops, your rib tanks, all that's on sale. Lads, if you're watching this, you want to get your girlfriend, she's got a birthday coming up, or you just want to treat her, there is all the women's stuff also. They've got a sick one piece, and that's about all I know, but Em wears all their stuff, she loves it, so yeah, stock up whilst it's cheap. It'll look like you're doing a nice gesture for her. Little does she know it was all 50% off. So, code EAGLES this Thursday, set your reminders, and I massively appreciate any support from you guys, so thank you. How much? Yeah, perfect. $1? $2.
I do want to know. Look like you be working out. Feel my reaction.
Hey, I just train, man. Train. Thank you. Appreciate it. Come on. Grab your drinks. It's all good.
Thank you.
It's all right. Appreciate it. Right. Got our bagel. I don't know what it was. He didn't really list the flavours to me very well. We're on a street corner in New York. I'm not gonna do this in sight of him, but you could build a house out of this. Look at the cream cheese. That is generous. Might be a bit too much cream cheese. This cost me $2. It is apparently an everything bagel, minus the everything. It is actually shit. I'll be fully honest, I actually thought it'd be good. Right. If you want to make this at home, go buy whatever bagel you can find at the supermarket, put it on the side of your counter, and leave it for 6-7 working days. Then cut it open, probably spit on it a little bit, put whatever cream cheese is on there, and eat it. It's horrendous. That is going back in there, and I'm putting that in the bin. It is so dry and so stale. You got a mouthful? You sure? At least give it a like, feel it. Like genuinely, it's like plastic. It's not looking good for the cheap to start off with. That is honestly a 1 out of 10 bagel. Like, you couldn't pay me to eat this. If you offered me $5 to eat this $2 bagel, I would refuse. Let's hope the expensive bagel is a little nicer than that, because it's a bad start to the video. Right, we're jumping on the subway, heading to Soho, and we'll go from there. Right then, we are now sat in Saddles, which is down in Soho. This is a premium breakfast place, well regarded. We got here and we had to wait half an hour for a table because it was that busy. We are ordering the most expensive thing on the item, which is Saddles Tower. Saddles Tower, if you want to say it premium. This is a premium fish selection, a variety of masterfully thin sliced house-cured salmon, smoked salmon, smoked Scottish salmon, sable and sturgeon, signature salads, sliced tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, onions, fresh dill, and unlimited house-rolled bagels on a separate wooden stand. And because that wasn't enough, that alone was $135 plus tax. We've added caviar to that because Em and I just wanted to try caviar because we've never tried it before. Apart from like business class flights when they just give you like a stinky bit. So we want to try that actual caviar. I'm probably not like it, but we added that to it as well. So all in all, I think this breakfast comes out to about $200. It should be quite the masterpiece, and I'm very excited to see it. But this spot itself is very bougie.
Sturgeon sable, whitefish, salmon salad, green cheese, chives, it's the bagels, it's like caviar.
Thank you. Can't actually see you. We've got our little thing of caviar to try on ice with our pearl spoons. We've got a load of bagels on a toilet roll holder and tomato, some fancy stuff, some cucumber. So that's a really expensive bit of vegetables. We then got some cucumber, some tomatoes and some stuff, which is again some really expensive vegetables. And up here we've got salmon, sturgeon, and right, the most expensive bagel you will get in New York. Let's give it a go. I've gone for the whatever bagel this is. It was the one on the top of the toilet roll holder. Cream cheese, salmon, caviar. Straight to the point. Let's get it. The difference in the bagel is crazy. Hand rolled, fresh. The salmon's what does this. The cream cheese, you can tell it's fresh. The salmon is like unbelievable. Probably the best salmon I've ever eaten. That is something else. The caviar has a saltiness to it that you definitely could have achieved with salt. It adds nothing. The bagel, the cream cheese and the salmon is unreal. The caviar, I don't know what it's there for. Alright, bagel wise, that's some, I'm gonna have to give that a 9 out of 10 bagel. The more expensive one is so far clear. Definitely, if I had to choose between coming to Saddles or going to a streetcar, I'm coming to Saddles all day. Now, up for lunch, we have the New York classic pizza. Right, let's go to lunch. So for lunch, we're obviously doing pizza here in New York City. To start with, we're going to treat ourselves. We're going to the expensive place. It's definitely more expensive, but it's more so, it's just a bougie premium pizza. It is widely regarded as one of the best pizzas in New York, so we're here at Lindustry, where we're going to queue up and head in, grab a pizza, and start off the lunch with the more expensive one, and then we will head over to a cheaper place, random street corner dollar slice pizza, probably from the heart of Times Square, and see how they compare. So let's head in and grab some pizza. We've got our pizza. I've gone for 2 slices of pepperoni. They're a lot bigger than I anticipated, and now I regret it. First slice. Right, we've got a nice solid crispy bottom. Not that you can really see, but crispy on the bottom, thin, proper New York style. Very warm, but very good. It's a lot thinner than the cheap pizza, the $1 slice. There isn't obviously a massive price discrepancy here between the cheap dollar slice and then Lindustry. It's just kind of, Lindustry's the more bougie, highly respected pizza place. There is a sign on the wall that says 50 top pizzas in the world, and they got 74th place in that. So not quite there, but nearly there. On top of the pizza, we've got like a different cheese. I would love to tell you what cheese, I don't know. This is going to be hard to beat at the cheap pizza place. The $1 slice has got a lot to live up to here. Alright, as pizza slices go, it's up there with some of the best. It's very fresh. It's much more Italian style rather than New York style, in my opinion. Like, it's thinner, crispy, good dough. It's got fresh basil, vegetables. Yeah, I am a big fan. And because this one is probably the cheapest of the expensive meals we're doing today, I would probably get it again. So, Lindustry, in my opinion, it's worth the hype, it's worth the money. I would come back. Now we're going to head to whatever $1 pizza slice we can find. Try that and see how it lives up. We are now on a busy street corner, sat next to a bin, doing the cheap pizza. We've gone to Two Bros Pizza, which are pretty popular, pretty well known in New York. So, $2 slice, which we have here. We've gone for the chicken bacon. Not a pizza I'd normally get, but it was just the best looking pizza, so I figured I'd get it. We've managed to find a seat. So straight away, this cheaper pizza, the bottom not quite as crusty. I'd say this is more of a New York slice, right? The other one was definitely more Italian, Neapolitan, I think it's the word. This is like a proper dirty, filthy $2 slice of pizza. And it is pretty good. Much thicker, much more cheesy, much more doughy. Industry cost, it was about $22 for 3 slices of pizza and a can of Diet Coke. This was $5 for 2 slices of pizza and a can of Coke. So there is a pretty big difference in the price. Size-wise, it's about the same. These are actually probably higher calories, they're thicker and more cheese and stuff. Taste-wise, you can't argue either. If I had to pick one, I think Lindustry was a nicer pizza. But for a grab and go, what you're getting here for a cheap meal, I'm not disappointed. I would happily have both again. So it depends if I'm feeling fancy or not. Right. To conclude, breakfast done. Moving into lunch now. I'm going to give it to Lindustry. I'm going to go for the expensive pizza, purely because there wasn't a massive price discrepancy there. And as a pizza goes, that was slightly better in my opinion. The cheap pizza would not turn my nose up at. I would happily get that again. But that makes it 1-1, right? We're now going to go into a bit of an afternoon snack / dessert, and then move into the cookie round because honestly, just any excuse to have a cookie. Lovely weather, fitting for what's going to be the cheapest cookie I can find in New York. I feel like 7-Eleven's the bottom of the barrel, you know, consistent, available everywhere, cheap, quick. They are freshly baked in store, I believe, so should still be okay, and should be very, very cheap, especially compared to the expensive cookies we're going to be trying, because spending $135, something like that on cookies is outrageous. Let's go spend $1 and see what we can get. Right, chocolate chunk, 79 cents. For context, I could buy about more than 150 of these for the price I'm going to spend on the expensive cookies. One chocolate chunk, bosh. Let's give this 79 cent, 250 calorie cookie a go. 7-Eleven, what have you got in store? It's very soft. It's very dry. Pretty good. It's very soft, which for me is a win. I think a soft cookie is always best. When they're like crunchy cookies, I'm not a fan. It is a little bit dry. You can tell it's been sat there for probably a few days. It's definitely not made fresh today. Yeah, it's like a 2-day-old cookie, I reckon. It is good. For 79 cents, you get what you pay for. That's like what, 60p, something like that. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. As cookies go, it's not bad. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. I think for 79 cents, you can't argue. Soft, a little bit stale. If you manage to get that just luckily where it was actually made fresh on the day, I reckon it should be like a 9 out of 10. So there's potential there for that to be very good. Let's now go and spend $135 on the most expensive cookie in New York and see if that is more worth it than a 79 cent cookie from 7-Eleven. I somehow doubt it, but let's find out. So for the expensive part of the snack, the cookie section, right, we have the Last Crumb. I'd never heard of these guys till I was researching for this video and Googling expensive cookies. They started in Los Angeles, made their way over to New York, and now have like a bit of a cult following in New York by the sounds of it. So I ordered these to where we are currently staying. They don't have a store in person yet. They do pop-ups, so it's pretty exclusive. The core collection, you can only order the cookies as a half dozen or a dozen. For a dozen, you're looking at about $160. I think for the half dozen, which I've got here of the core collection, it was about $120 for 6 cookies plus $15 delivery, which is absolutely outrageous. So we're gonna try them. We've got 6 cookies here of different flavors. Obviously, quite pricey for a regular cookie. So the reason these are so expensive, how they attempt to justify them, besides the fact they can, because clearly demand's there for it. Every cookie undergoes a 3-day preparation process and is handmade with high-end ingredients like Malden sea salt and premium chocolate. It doesn't say what premium chocolate, it just says premium chocolate. I bet it's no Cadbury though, is it? Luxurious packaging. Each cookie is individually sealed in a matte-coated bag with unique serial numbers, presented in high-end gift-ready packaging. Great, I wanted a cookie, I've paid for packaging by the sounds of it. Let's get in there and have a look. I have to say, the outside box, pretty impressed. Minimal rattle, so the cookie should be in pristine quality. And we have a pull tab by the looks of it. Wow, what an experience. Okay, this is so unnecessary for a box of cookies. So the pretty aesthetic box. I am impressed. Like, you put that in your kitchen, looks kind of cool. Until somebody asks, what's that box from? And you say, yeah mate, I spent $120 on cookies. So then, obviously we've got 6 cookies. I don't need to eat 6 cookies. We're gonna have to try the Better Than Sex, which is their regular chocolate chip, right? Number 1, we will try a corner of that. We then have an Oreo milkshake, What the Velvet, red velvet cookie. I'm pretty keen to try that. We've got a Netflix and Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That will likely be my favorite, I'll be honest. S'mores Sans Campfire, s'mores, self-explanatory. And we've got one that I thought Em would like, is a blueberry muffin. I'll obviously like it as well, but we've got the blueberry muffin there. So these are the ones we picked from the core collection. They also do limited time drops, but let's get into it. Enough waffle. We will start with the regular chocolate chip, right? If you're going to be paying this much money for cookies, you better do it well. What unnecessary packaging. I'm not eating 2 full cookies here, so we're going to cut off, treat it like a pizza. Cut off a decent slice, a quarter. It's a thick cookie, looks pretty good. Very salty. Annoyingly good. Really annoyingly good. I still can't justify the, whatever it works out to, like 14 quid or whatever, 15 quid, probably more, per cookie. But it is good. It is a good cookie. In terms of cookies go, that is like a 9.5 out of 10. That is up there. We're gonna have to get Em's verdicts here. The salt's quite nice. I quite like the salt, sweet and salty. Now these cookies have tasting notes, right? 3 variations of chocolate. Dark chocolate, rich chocolate, and milk chocolate. A mix of both chips and chunks for textural variation. Caramelized butter-based dough with the slightest hint of coffee to leave your taste buds guessing. Mold and sea salt, just a pinch to make you salivate and balance out the sweetness. Yeah, fair. Bro knows how to make a cookie. Right, we're going for the s'mores next to try. Let's read the tasting notes first, actually. Fat, fluffy marshmallows. Toasted, dark chocolate. Toasted. I've read that so badly. Fluffy marshmallows, toasted. Dark chocolate for bite, milk chocolate for love. Cinnamon graham cracker crust, because what's a s'more without some graham cracker? And a drizzle of dark chocolate to add to the perfect amount of bite. This is a smaller, denser cookie. This is the best video ever filmed, just this part. Graham cracker, marshmallow, and cookie. That's better. It's interesting. I missed the salt. I really like the salt on that one. The marshmallow was good, but the cookie's the best part, so. It's good, but the Better Than Sex is the winner so far. The salt, it's the salt that adds to it. Turns out I'm just gonna start salting cookies now when I have them, right? That's unreal. But it needs to be Maldon salt, sea salt. I'm not sure what that is, but I'd give that one an 8 out of 10. If you factor in price, a 6 out of 10. If you factor in price of that, it's still like a 9 out of 10, which says a lot.
That was pretty good. That
one was unreal. So we'll do one more and then we'll give our verdicts. Right, final tasting notes. Apple cider vinegar. Oh, it's gonna digest like an absolute beauty. You could carb load on this fucker. Apple cider vinegar for the twang. Buttermilk powder for more twang. Light cacao base for a sweet tang. Homemade extra velvety cream cheese frosting to make your taste buds feel like they are on an emotional roller coaster. Em off camera has gone yes because she loves cream cheese frosting. Slightly concerning, it's not come refrigerated at all. If it's cream cheese, probably should be. Now that is a dense cookie. Looks a little squished, but I think that's to protect the cream cheese. I'm sure they've thought this through. I think I'm most excited for this one now. And I'm not normally a big red velvet guy. Looks pretty good. Bit dry. More cheesecake than it is cookie. I'm not as impressed with that one either. So far, the original's like been unbelievable. The flavours have just not been quite, they've not hit the same. It's good, but it's just not, I wouldn't call that a cookie. Final verdict.
That's nicer than that one.
Yeah. The original cookie, unbelievable, right? Should have just got 6 originals. I think the cinnamon crunch will be good. That's me being biased because anything cinnamon's like my go-to. The Oreo one might be good, but honestly the salt on that. So Would I spend I think I spent 135 in total on 6 cookies. Would I do that again in future? Fuck no. You can get a very, very good cookie for like less than $10. You just have to know the spot. So, would not go for the expensive one here. It was nice, but it was not worth it. So, more expensive is not better. On to dinner. Right then, for the dinner, we are of course going for steak. Now in New York City, I'm here on a balcony watching the sunset. So the setting is fantastic right now. The steak, however, I don't think it's going to be. Finding a cheap steak in New York proved quite difficult, right? There was a lot of $50 was sort of the bottom end. There was a diner that had steak and eggs for about $30, and I was thinking, yeah, it's gonna have to do. One came up that was cheaper, okay? We have a fast food chain. Any guesses? You're wrong. Turns out, Chipotle. Never had Chipotle. They do a thing called protein pots. Now, obviously you can get steak in a burrito or as a salad or as a bowl. You can now just get steak in a bowl by itself. $8 this cost me for 150 calories worth of steak. I think there's 20 something grams of protein. I will run you through it when I plate it up. A literal $8 steak in New York City. So we're gonna get into this and see how it is. I'm gonna go inside, plate it up in the lights, so you got some better lighting, and we're gonna enjoy it. So let's see what a Chipotle steak actually is. And is it worth the $8? In fairness, for a fast food place, if you just need a quick serving of protein, kind of a good option. It's not going to be quite the dinner, you know, that we could be having. Doesn't look the most appetizing straight off the rip. If I needed a quick serving of protein, I'd much prefer the cinnamon cereal isolate from ESN. Code Eagles, if you want to pick any of that up. With a side of rice pudding would be even nicer. Unfortunately not. Now, the steak looks a bit grey and orange. I'm going to hope that's the seasoning. I could eat it out of the pot, but this is a steak dinner, so we're going to eat it off a plate with some knife and fork, as we should. Now that looks like I've just served up a tin of dog food. I don't know what that is. That is disgusting. That is just straight fat. Look at that. You can't even put a fork in it. Why is it yellow? Yeah, no, that bit's not getting in. Let's get a nice bit. Nice medium rare bit, that's how I normally get my steak. Wasn't given the option, obviously. Heavily seasoned. Obviously Chipotle is a Mexican grill. It's got a bit of spice to it. A bit of flavour. For $8, I don't think you can complain. It's pretty shit, but it was $8. We'll see if I get food poisoning from it, but it's obviously not awful. But if I was spending $8 to get protein, I'd get the chicken. If I was getting a steak, I don't think I'd be going for the cheapest. I think there's a probably good middle ground for steak. Unfortunately, this video is not finding the best middle ground cheap meal. It's the cheapest versus the most expensive. The cheapest here, I'd give it a 3 out of 10. And that's including the price. The value for money, including that, is still a 3 out of 10. If you forget the price, it's a 0.3 out of 10. Let's go and see how this compares to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. We are going to go get a 24 carat plated, whatever, wrapped, whatever it's called, gold steak from one of the most expensive restaurants in New York City. So we are now dressed more appropriately, and we are here at Nasser Et for what I think is the most expensive steak in New York. It's Salt Bay's restaurant, hashtag Salt Bay written on the outside. It's more of a restaurant, I think, for social media. It's a bit of a gimmick, I would say personally. It's not like a discreet, really high-end boutique fucking steakhouse. I'm sure there is more expensive than this. This is, to be blunt, the flashiest for this video that I'm going to. So we're gonna head in. We've got a reservation that was 5 minutes ago, so we're late, fashionably obviously. and get a very expensive steak and hope it's better. Because actually, quickly, this is the next day. I ate the Chipotle steak last night. I'm not joking when I say at 1:30 in the morning I was on the toilet for about 45 minutes, horrendously unwell. I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, I had to wake up at 1:30 to do check-ins because I've got two clients on stage this weekend, and I woke up, I did the check-ins from the toilet, and then stayed on the toilet for a considerable amount of time. So that Chipotle, I was joking when I said it's going to go through me. Oh boy, did it go through me. So hopefully, this does not. So we got the full show. My camera work was horrendous, however it was filmed on my phone by one of the other waiters, so hopefully I'll have put that in. Yeah, you get the full presentation. It is gold, it looks great. Em's had a bit already, she says it looks good. It is very tender. Right, let's get it. It is a very good steak. I hate to admit it. The salt really helps as well. They've got proper thick, salty salt. I'm the worst food review channel here. Alright. It is an A5 Australian Wagyu, I believe. 24 karat gold. It's coated, but no reason it doesn't taste anything. It's got a nice crust to it. Good salt, cooked very well, very tender. You'd hope so for the price. I realised the mic was off that entire time, but yeah, A5 Australian Wagyu, very, very tender. I typically get a filet mignon. I like leaner cuts of steak. Obviously, a Wagyu is quite a high fatty cut of steak, where a lot of the flavour is, which is why most people prefer it. But for me, usually I'd get a leaner cut, but this is very good. It is perfectly medium rare as well. I would show you, but I'm sure you've all seen a medium rare steak before. So annoyingly good. Right, a final verdict. There's a few pieces left. I'm going to enjoy them off camera. I don't think this is going to make me piss out my asshole, unlike Chipotle. So with that being said, I am going to go for the expensive steak here. If I'm being honest, I'll just get a cheap cookie again. Or the expensive pizza. Expensive pizza followed by cheap cookie, you've got a winner of a meal. To conclude, no, price does not, well, it's hard to say. I think I've kind of proved that price does make a difference in New York City, unfortunately. I think you can ride the middle. I think food is a little more expensive, obviously. You tend to get what you pay for, as we've discovered today. But I don't think the unnecessarily expensive, flashy food is always the best. I think there's a middle ground for a lot of them. And I do think that New York has some of the best food on the planet when you know the right spots. And it doesn't cost thousands of pounds, but it does cost more than a few pounds. So see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. We've got some big videos coming, and I'll see you then.